so precious. It's yours, it's mine, only one at a time.
Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA and before the action.
Welcome.
Thanks, David.
And the Nets' decision to go all in for a title, much scrutinized, and rightly so. I mean, you've got to respect the financial commitment, and at the time, an NBA record for payroll didn't quite pan out the way they hoped.
And so the tip-off, it's Miami. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Lin and Russell are in the backcourt. Okafor out there with Mozgov. And it's Crabbe in at the 3. Here's Lin. Mickey grabs the board. And for the Nets back in 2013-14, the new luxury tax structure resulted in record losses for the franchise. $144 million. That's a lot in a single season.
Yeah, that's a lot of zeros, Kevin. More than 10 times the next closest team at the time. So that's not a list you want to be on. Ownership now showing a little more discipline and restraint. Even looking to sell almost half the team to spread those future costs.
Yeah, quick foul to pick up right away here in the first quarter.
Waiters with the ball. He's coming off a 10-point game against Orlando.
And he also chipped in with a couple blocks in that game. Just a hint at the impact he had on the defensive side. And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
And there it is for him. First quarter, just over a minute played. Dragic against Lin. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. The Heat have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Right side a screen. 6 on the shot clock. Raiders no luck. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Russell from long range. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Wow, that's real nice. I mean, D'Angelo really sets before he gets into a shot. Good use of pace there.
To the middle. Dragic the pass to Mickey. The shot missing. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
Just a terrific effort off the bench. Guys came in, they seemed fresh, and they all contributed.
Yeah, you need that juice, that gas coming off the pine. Always a luxury to have a deep bench. And when they can step in and play well, you're in good shape.
Stolen by Jeremy Lin. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And Lin is tenacious on the drive, refusing to be denied by anybody.
They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
Knocks it loose. Whiteside kicks to Waiters. And here's the fast break. Here's Mozgov. And Mozgov throws it down.
And the awareness from Lin, outstanding. A true point guard who really sees the floor well.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Whiteside dishes to Dragic. Mickey kicks to Johnson. 6 to shoot. Over Crabbe. A shot by Johnson, no good.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
Russell kicks to Lin. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
Yeah, we saw no matter what they tried offensively, the opponent just had the answer.
Yep, they sure did. Seemed like they had them completely figured out. Hammered them with their aggressive defense throughout the game.
Dragic the pass to Mickey. Whiteside sets the pick for Waiters. Over Russell. And again, unable to change momentum here. Lin kicks to Okafor. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
I tell you, when it comes to low post scoring, Okafor is a legitimate beast inside. A player with a lot of upside.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Nets?
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how
and that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And Jahlil Okafor, the 3rd overall pick in 2015 out of Duke. He was in the conversation for top pick overall.
Yeah, he certainly was, and deservedly so. Now, his value has fallen off a bit since coming into the league, but with big guys, you got to be patient. Don't discard him yet. He's a very polished scorer and a good finisher around the goal. He's got to improve some other areas, but this guy is going to be around for a long time.
The Heat trail by 13. Dragic dishes to Whiteside. Whiteside a screen. Johnson right side. And Greg, you hear about the competitive culture that this Miami Heat franchise has.
Yeah, and that doesn't always work for some teams, but it works for the Heat. This group will push each other all the time to be the best they can be. The practices have a feel of game-level intensity.
And we know just how important a player who can catch and shoot is to an offense. Clark, which players in the league are the best, in your opinion, in that regard?
I think you got to start with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, 2 of the very best, if not the best, shot makers we've ever seen in the league. The way they can catch and shoot it from deep, challenge, open shots, off the dribble, off the catch. Their shot-making ability is absolutely remarkable. J.J. Redick is a guy that can make shots as well, but those 2 guys, I think, are in a class by themselves.
And it's good, 2 points. And it's 6 points for Lin.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
And there's a whistle that goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his first foul. And the Heat with some changes. Olynyk, he's checked in for Mickey. Winslow comes in for Johnson. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Waiters. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for the Nets.
And the three-pointer was their preferred weapon. It can be a risky strategy, but it's one that more and more teams have embraced over the years.
And Miami making a change here. Ellington's checked in. Here's Dinwiddie. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Hollis Jefferson. Off target from outside.
Oh, I'm surprised he couldn't put that away. I mean, the defense clearly botched an assignment, leaving him open.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Right side a screen. Olynyk the pass to Winslow. And Olynyk kicks to Ellington. Tipped away. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. The story of rebounding. Now a look at the league's best players on the boards. Timofey Mozgov, #1. Second is Hassan Whiteside.
Guys, we're lucky to get to watch 2 of the league's most outstanding rebounders on the same court here today. All right, a chance to check out stats for Hassan Whiteside. He's been a factor for them over the last month. 3rd in blocks. And he's truly a force around the rim, ranking among the top 5 in rebounds per game.
And you aren't top 3 in blocks unless you're committed to dominating in that category. His awareness and hustle is off the charts. Very impressive. The offensive rebound. He shoots again, and Allen puts it in. Allen's got his second bucket.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb, and the execution even better.
Winslow dishes to Johnson. Poked away, and that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carroll. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You look at Brooklyn. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And, of course, the Heat just way behind.
And right now for Brooklyn, they have caught the entire league off guard. This was not a position anyone thought they'd be in at this stage of the season.
And the credit belongs to them for what they did and didn't do during the offseason. I mean, they had a vision, they set it out, and they've stayed true to it.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Whiteside misses, and the dry spell continues.
Well, at best, the defense was average. I mean, he must make sure to finish these layups. Got to make those.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
Yeah, and they've come out strong. I mean, clearly, they've been the better team so far.
Whiteside, a screen on Carroll. Winslow kicks to Johnson. Excellent D there from Allen.
That's smothering defense. Chicken and gravy defense, not giving him an inch there. That's how you guard the inside. Yes, sir.
And it's LeVert missing. The Heat trail by 19. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Carroll against Winslow. Back to Olynyk. Ellington, the pass to Olynyk. Winslow dishes to Whiteside. Over Allen. Arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down.
Now that's where you like your shots to come from.
Brooklyn leading by 17. 13 feet away. Rebound by Olynyk. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now here's Johnson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And Olynyk kicks to Ellington. He dishes it to Whiteside.
You know, guys, you've got to give much respect to the length of Whiteside. I mean, he's a hulking 7-footer who takes a lot of pride in being the defensive anchor for this team.
Miami shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Not a strong suit for this group, just around 71%.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. It's the Nets up by 16. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second. Nets leading by 16. Winslow and Olynyk fill up the forward spots. Johnson is out there with Wayne Ellington, and it's Whiteside in at the center position. So that's who Miami starts the second with.
He got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
And Allen with the block, and he's able to get it back. The shot's good. Net shooting fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor. And the shot goes in. Whitehead's got his first basket.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down. And probably the prime memories with the Heat have to be from the Big Three era. I mean, the team has done a great job of transitioning from that era to this current one, but classic example for me of reloading versus rebuilding. And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Trains the three-pointer. And Greg, credit the Miami Heat front office and coaching staff for continuing to keep this team competitive despite losing several Hall of Fame type players in the last couple of years.
And that is never an easy task for a franchise to go through. But the Heat have stayed in the competitive picture with smart signings and trades, and don't discount the impact Eric Spoelstra has had on that roster.
James Johnson's checked in for Whiteside. Three-pointer Ellington. Brooklyn with the rebound. They led the game at 1 point by 20.
And if you want to drive your coach crazy, this is a good place to start.
Really, exactly. I mean, in what world is that a good shot? You tell me. I mean, he's got to feel bad and embarrassed about that one. No reason to take that shot.
Nets leading by 17. And here's Harris from the arc. Harris missing again.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Johnson kicks to Olynyk. Back to Johnson. And Allen with the block. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. A different look for Miami. Mickey's checked in for Winslow. Dion Waiters comes in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Dragic in for Johnson. And clearly Eric Spoelstra wants to talk it over. It's been a coaching carousel in Brooklyn in recent years, Clark. Your thoughts on Coach Kenny Atkinson, who came from Atlanta, and what he's done there, and what about his staff?
Well, you know, brave souls, and I think Kenny Atkinson has the right approach. Time will tell what kind of coach he becomes, but I like what I've seen from him. He confessed that people he respected told him he'd be insane to take the job, but nothing ventured, nothing gained, and he stepped into it. The Nets have to return the faith he showed and give him time to build this team.
Dragic against LIN. Passes it to Mickey. Feeds to Waiters. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That'll be his second foul of the game. Lin against Dragic. Just 5 on the clock. Stolen by Jeremy Lin.
And how about the stingy defense there to deny that pass? I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
The Heat trail by 19. Dragic kicks to Waiters. They set the screen. Pass to Mickey. Shot clock at 6. To the inside. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Nets leading by 17. Russell with it. Now guarded by Dragic. Took him no time at all on that one. Crab's got 5.
Bit of an oversized playmaking guard allows Russell to see over and around defenders. Great look there.
Johnson right side. Banked in off the glass. Johnson's got his second basket of the game.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
A nice shot by Lin.
And Lin heats up in a hurry now. He has devastating solo spurt ability when he gets rolling.
Screen by Olynyk. Mickey passes to Dragic. Excellent D there from Mozgov.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
The Heat trail by 21. Waiters gets a wide open look, and that one comes up a bit short.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Often modern NBA players will get criticized for not being sound enough with their fundamentals. Clark, do you feel that's a fair statement?
I really don't. I think it's a bit of an overreach. You know, we all have revisionist history. Things were always better in our past than they are currently. I mean, the stories get better as we get older is one of the ways I've heard it framed. I think the players are more athletic, and because they play growing up in more structured environments, I think sometimes they don't get the same nuances and feel for the game that you would get from just playing organically. But I still think fundamentally the players are quite good, and I do think that's a bit of a reach as a sweeping statement that they're not as sound fundamentally today as they were in the past.
Dragic kicks to Mickey. There's the screen. Back to Dragic to stop the run. Another miss by Dragic.
I mean, his field goal percentage isn't good. He's not helping his team out there shooting this poorly.
Russell kicks to Lin. Pass to Crab. The Nets working the ball around now. Okafor gets the bucket. Okafor's got 8 points.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Johnson, that's good, and he's now 3 for 4 from the field.
Well, I liked the first quarter he had. I mean, and I'm loving the second quarter even more. Playing with a lot of momentum right now.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
Whiteside's checked in for the Heat.
Posterizing finish by Mozgov. That is a big man attacking the rack.
Miami's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Knocks it loose. In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Okafor. And it's Dragic with the rebound.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off. Got to be happy with the result, moving the ball so well on that possession. Beautiful.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Boy, Okafor is so adept at drawing contact when he's going up for his shot. I mean, the defense has to be wary of him looking to draw fouls.
Two shots.
Free throw good, Okafor. Both free throws good from Okafor.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
Back to Dragic. And another basket for Miami.
And, you know, Kevin, they count on him to provide offense, and he knows how to fill it up.
Kicks to Mozgov. Okafor dishes to Mozgov. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. Teams value the three so much nowadays. Let's check out the best at it. The Nets second.
No doubt they have snipers on that roster, that's for sure. It's been a terrific year for them from beyond the arc.
Winslow's checked in for Miami. Johnson comes in for James Johnson. Outside Dragic. There's the pass to Whiteside. The kick out to Dragic. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Dragic has got 5 points now this quarter.
And not the tightest D right there. And he's going to punish you if you give him that much space. That three-point shot is his bread and butter. And a sharp pass to set up that high-percentage shot in close.
Winslow setting the pick for Dragic. There's the dish to Winslow. The feed now to Whiteside. Back to Dragic from the arc. Brooklyn with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Dinwiddie passes to LeVert. Dishes it to Okafor. Three-pointer. Second chance shot, and it's good on the way in. Okafor's got 12.
Boy, he's 6'11" and 275 pounds, so Okafor is really hard to keep off the glass on both ends. I think he does a nice job using his body and positioning himself for those extra shot opportunities.
That's just too easy. I mean, you can't let him post you like that.
Yeah, where's your fight? You got to show more fight than that.
And that's one way to extend the lead. Continue to light it up from long range. They have all the confidence in the world right now from the three-point line.
Here's Dragic. The putback knocked away. Brooklyn's gone an even 50% from three-point range in the second quarter, 4 for 8. Hollis Jefferson, good.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Johnson. He's tightly guarded. Right side a screen. Here's Dragic from outside. No good there.
And the rebounding has been key to their...
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
And now, the 2K Sports
Welcome back,
Halftime
everybody.
Show.
It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Brooklyn came out looking very confident. Tenacious on both ends of the floor, they took command early with a 13-2 run. Big-time offense for them was the theme, and at the end of quarter one, they were up by 16. And we're just about ready for the start.
We return now to Miami, where you can see all the action happening on Ocean Drive, right on the beachfront. Brooklyn's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight and nailed 5 of them, setting the floor for the Nets. Lin and Russell are in the backcourt. Crabbe is out there with Jahlil Okafor, and it's Mozgov in at the pivot spot manning the middle. And Nets coach Kenny Atkinson, before taking over in Brooklyn, a key assistant in Atlanta under coach Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, and you talk about the Spurs coaching tree. There are a lot of good branches on that tree, boy. Budenholzer spent almost 2 decades in San Antonio. Now his assistant in Atlanta, Kenny Atkinson, is the head coach in Brooklyn.
And, you know, last season, it seemed like it was a strong return to form for Goran Dragic. Was able to be more ball dominant when he was on the floor. And that style seems to work to his advantage, and he just seemed more comfortable in his role with this team.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And Greg, with Dragic and his statistical resurgence for several seasons, he had been sharing playmaking duties with guys like Wade and Bledsoe.
And as great as those players are, Dragic is best when he's the lead guard. Seems to be best paired with a shooter. A player's mentality can change when he is or isn't the primary ball handler, and that's been the case with Dragic.
And there's a whistle that goes on Jeremy Lin, and that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And here are the Heat now. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Shot clock at 6. Waiters with a screen on Russell. Here's Johnson, and it's Lin with the rebound. Lin's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
That one falls.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Crabbe from long range. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got 6 assists now in the game.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Waiters for 3. Brooklyn with the rebound. Okafor's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Crabbe, good.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots. Good job putting the pass in front of him, throwing it where he's supposed to be, not where he is, paving the way right to the bucket.
There's Lin with the 3. And no good. And Miami the other way now. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Tipped away. Waiters with the ball. He's picked up by Russell. Miami needs to get a shot off. Good work there as it goes. That's 12 points for Johnson.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. Miami shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here. That one is off. Now with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone. The way he goes about defending the rim, it's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, you know, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
Dragic kicks to Johnson. And here's Olynyk from the arc. That one falls, coming off Johnson's feet. Olynyk's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. To the right side. Crab from long range. And the Nets, another three.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Knocked loose, stolen by Jeremy Lin. Here's Mozgov, finished off the break. Mozgov's got 12 points in the game.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Olynyk dishes to Dragic. And again, Miami with the triple.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Those three-point bombs will erase the deficit quickly if they can keep it up.
Miami's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Another miss by Dragic.
You know, he's been off so far, Kevin, but there's still time. I mean, he just needs to settle it down, idle it down a little bit, and try to contribute as much as he can on the offense within himself.
Johnson, the pass to Dragic. Buries the long-range jumper. Dragic has got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Miami. Timeout called, the Nets. And Clark, when you think back to your career, what do you miss the most about playing in the National Basketball Association?
Well, you know, for me, Kevin, because my career was cut short due to injury, I missed the opportunity to see how good I could have been on a winning team, on a playoff team. Back in the early 80s, the Pacers were building towards that, and I never got a chance to be part of a playoff team. And the camaraderie you establish in going through the shared misery and joy of competing is something that's special and unique to sports, and you really don't find it in any other venue.
Passes it to Winslow. Back to Johnson. Just 3 to shoot. For 3, Ellington. A rebound by the Nets. Lin's got 4 rebounds in this game. Second chance effort. Russell, no luck. The Heat have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. Johnson kicks to Olynyk. And Mozgov comes to help. Feeds it to Ellington. They get the rebound. And the layup's good off the glass. 14 points for Johnson.
Boy, he's been excellent thus far, Kevin, but it still hasn't been enough to get them the lead.
It's Russell with the drive. Lets it go with a 3. The basket good off the assist from Lin. Lin's got his 8th assist in the game. For Miami, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Olynyk sets a screen for Winslow. Back to Olynyk. He kicks it to Johnson. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Johnson's got his second bucket tonight.
Worked that one inside nicely.
In the corner, it's Lin. He feeds it to Okafor. Back to Lin. And a miss there on the triple.
You know, this just hasn't been his quarter. I mean, he doesn't seem to be comfortable at all, particularly shooting. I mean, he knows he's struggling right now.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his 4th foul of the contest. And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. On the wing, Ellington. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Nets.
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Dinwiddie with the bucket.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
The Heat have gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime, shooting 8 of 15. And Olynyk kicks to Winslow. There's the steal. The drive by Allen, and Allen slams it in.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, he's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game.
Well, when you know it, you got to show it.
Winslow kicks to Johnson. Johnson the screen. Pass to Winslow. Heat moving the ball around. 4 on the clock. Johnson the screen. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Yeah, and those illegal screens have really become a point of emphasis for the officials.
And it seems like they've been more than willing to crack down on those. Makes it tough to get as physical as you'd like to out there.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Jordan Mickey comes in for Johnson. And it's Waiters in for Wayne Ellington.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Johnson kicks to Olynyk. He dishes it to Winslow. Olynyk sets a screen for Winslow. Here's Johnson, and Allen with the block. Pass to Carroll. His first shot coming late. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got 5 rebounds tonight. Johnson kicks to Waiters. They need this. Crab pulls it in. Allen drives in, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. For Brooklyn, they have made all of their free throws so far tonight, going 6 for 6.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
You know, their percentages dropped off just a little bit compared to last year, guys, but it's not a huge drop-off, so no major concern.
And he can't hit the second. Waiters outside. And that's not going to go. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets going to the break, holding an enormous 36-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Head coach Eric Spoelstra mic'd up along the sideline. Let's check it out.
We have got to get shots. We trust.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. The Heat shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession.
And that's just another mistake. I mean, they've got it on autopilot, and they look totally dejected.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. Clark, we've seen a few active players have their own podcast that they produce throughout the season. Think that's a good idea or a bad idea for them?
Again, I'm ambivalent to that because the landscape is so different now with the social media platforms. And I like the fact that players have a chance to control their narrative, their story, through the different social media platforms, the Players Tribune, podcasts. Now, you have to balance that with your responsibilities and obligations to your team, your teammates, and your franchise. And so that's where it becomes a challenge, managing your time effectively and using it wisely. But clearly, players should have the opportunity to be fully engaged people beyond just playing the game.
Richardson and Winslow out on the perimeter. Adebayo is out there with Haslam, and it's Magruder in at the point. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Kicks to Haslam, and the pass to Richardson. a few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over a minute played. And D'Angelo Russell picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Brooklyn. Mozgov comes in for Allen. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Spencer Dinwiddie. Here's Magruder. 6 to shoot. The dish to Richardson. Pulls it from the elbow. Nice D from Russell.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
And he makes both free throws. And for D'Angelo Russell, the offensive talent is obvious, but it seems his defense, Clark has a ways to go.
Well, he's got the package now. He's got good size. He's not a great athlete. He's a good athlete, but not an explosive, powerful athlete. I think he's got to get stronger. And the other pieces, he's got to really be about the mental aspect, the focus and the consistent effort day in and day out to maximize his physical gifts.
Outside, Lin. And again, it's the Nets missing. The Heat shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. And it's Magruder in the corner. And he can't stop the run as he misses. The Nets have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Russell kicks to Lin. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Lin's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Boy, I really like the touch of Lin. He's a master at getting these shots up and down.
Now here's Winslow. He's guarded by Crabb. They set the pick. And Haslam kicks to Richardson. There's Winslow. And again, it's the Heat missing.
Well, he wanted to return the favor there for that last 3, but it just wasn't in the cards.
Lin's shot is off. The Heat have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. We're in the final quarter of play here, 3 minutes in. Haslam, a screen on Lin. Here's Richardson. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
It's deflected. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Goran Dragic is checked in for Miami. And here's Brooklyn. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. There's Lin with the 3. But they recover it. Russell. It's good on the putback.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. And even without that 3-ball dropping for them, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Count it.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Dragic kicks to Haslam. Now here's Richardson. He's guarded by Crabb. The feed now to Winslow. Heat moving the ball around. They set the pick. Dishes it to Dragic for the 3. Crabb pulls it in.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Dragic dishes to Haslam. Pass to Richardson. Well, we know just how athletic the NBA has become since its inception. Clark, even from when you play, just how much faster and stronger has the game become?
I would say if we were going to try to put a percentage on it, I think it's grown 60–70% in terms of athleticism. And a lot of it is attributable to the training advances that have been made in sports science and sports medicine and sports performance. And that's benefited and aided the players greatly. And then you have players that have really bought into nutrition and year-round maintenance of their bodies. and taking advantage of this technology to enhance performance. And then it becomes a herd mentality. More and more of the guys are doing it, and more of them are benefiting from this enhanced training. So I'd say it's at least 70% better than 30 years ago.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him.
And a nice touch on the finish.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
Winslow kicks to Dragic. And the Heat, another three.
And you can just see he's a different player since coming back from halftime.
Feeds to Okafor. Grab the pass to Lin. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Lin's got 11 points here in just the second half. And Miami shooting a pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. The offense not doing their best work of late. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got assist number 8 now on the night.
You know, Lin is a really creative scorer, especially when he knifes inside the heart of the defense. He's just got nice body control and a real awareness as to what shot works best.
Dragic against Lin. They grab their own miss.
Nice tip in there. I mean, he's got like a sixth sense in terms of where the miss is going to go. That is really a talent.
Back to Russell. And Okafor has it in the corner. Lin against Dragic. No good on that one. And it's Miami the other way. Ellington from outside. Brooklyn with the rebound. Okafor's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Lin against Dragic. Mozgov. He kicks to Crab. Back to Mozgov. Outside. Lin to the inside. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. And that's 18 points for Timofey Mozgov.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Nets.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win, a game that not many will soon forget, and on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And talk about putting pressure on your opponent. Tonight's win will move their record to 2-0 in the season series with 2 left to be played against Miami.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Lin.
Well, I like the ferocity on defense now. He was constantly putting himself in the path of steals and coming up with them, too.
And it's Johnson penetrating. Doesn't go for him. Brooklyn in control. Outside, Lin from beyond the arc. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately, the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
Winslow, the pass to Adebayo. He feeds it to Winslow, and Lin comes to help. Johnson at the elbow, sinks the 15-footer. Five seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Lin from long range, no good. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get.
I just picked up